Hi, thank you so much for joining me. Back for another session of Wake Up. Hope you enjoyed the last one. And if you are enjoying these, please make sure to subscribe. Hit subscribe, okay? That's great. Thank you. Just so you know, I don't know if the last one completely blew you away, but this one's going to blow you definitely away because there's some really deep stuff in my researching and my notes. And I just really love to share this stuff with people because I have so many people come to me on a coaching basis, to do some work that are very lost and they're very confused because everything is shifting and everything is changing right now. It's just very, very different. You are not the same person today that you were even 5 years ago, even a year ago. I see it myself all the time. I'm constantly changing, and that's a good thing. The voice in your head, the one that tells you lies, that doubts, that defends everything when someone constructively criticizes you, the one who's always overthinking and calculating and scheming and planning. Well, that's not the real you, and it never, ever was. It's basically the translator between the simulation and your essence or soul. So basically, if I can explain this correctly, you're the listener. It's not real what you're thinking and worrying about, all the lies that you're telling yourself, but you are the listener. So when you get wrapped up in those thoughts and those lies and limiting beliefs, that's what continues the matrix or the simulation and all the things going on and all the challenges and everything. That's what continues all of that. Okay? When you can unhook or disconnect, from those thoughts, that's when you stop feeding the code, the matrix, the program, all those lies in your head. It also is when you tell your ego to calm the hell down, like stop being so invasive and stop running your life, right? Because when you can disconnect and stop thinking all those thoughts and you stop feeding the code and you're not clinging out of codependency and ego, that is when you become quantum. That is where your power begins. I know it sounds difficult to do, but I know you can do it. And you have to do it because that's the only way to get out of this crazy matrix that we're in, If you look at your life as this one big play, right, that you created so that you could learn these things and learn your karma and pay back your karmic debt and become, hopefully a better person, a happier person, and heal a lot of this stuff. If you can do that, then you may notice things in your environment or your life feeling different. Like something happened, like there was a leap or a jump, right? Those are timeline leaps. And you may notice that whenever you do a healing or you forgive someone or you forgive yourself, you feel something shift inside of you. A, your frequency is going higher, but B, you go through a timeline jump. In just a matter of 1 to 5 minutes of healing something within you, doing some shadow work, you can change just like that. And you jump to the next timeline, which actually is your higher frequency. Your frequency goes a little bit higher every time you do something like that and you release, okay? Because everything you're going through, it's an illusion. Listen, I had several things that I had to work through myself. And, coaches, we still do work. So do therapists. Once I forgave them and once I forgave myself, it was amazing because I could actually see and feel the energy of the illusion just go whoo, right past me. It was gone. So what I'm telling you is a lot of this stuff is all programming, but you can actually rewrite it. And you should try because it really makes a difference in your life. It makes a huge difference in your frequency. And it makes a huge difference with actually just going through life every day, how you interact with people, how you react to certain things, you know, how accepting you are. You realize you don't want to be judgmental anymore. You know, I can't even kill a spider anymore. It just, once you become this way, everything really, really changes the way you see things, because everything is energy and everything has a soul. And it's really pretty amazing. So we live in linear time. Linear time is also an illusion that runs on loops, okay? Not lines. So, you know, sometimes when you're going through your day and you experience like deja vu, right? Deja vu is basically a time bleed. It's something that maybe you experienced in a past life that kind of bled over to this lifetime. And it could mean that that deja vu you're feeling in that moment is something you still needed to work through, or maybe it was a person you needed to work with or forgive or have some sort of, you know, karmic healing with. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Sudden shifts like in feelings or in fate, right? Like something was supposed to happen. And boy, I've experienced this myself. Something was supposed to happen and it didn't. For some reason, it changed. What happens? Sometimes it's just a program rewrite, like the ending. You know, if you go and you do, you know, when you go see a psychic or a medium, or you do tarot cards, right? They say, well, this is what's going to happen. They throw the cards out there. There are many rows. There are many options to the way things can end. It's not just one ending. There's many paths as to how things can shift and end and change and go a completely different direction. Okay. So basically, when you're feeling things that you were expecting to happen and they didn't happen, there's pretty much a good chance that there's just a program rewrite, because it's not supposed to happen. It's not for your highest good, or you sabotaged it because you started thinking negative thoughts about it. Okay, like, oh, it can't happen. I'm not worthy of it. That'll change it in 2 seconds. I'm telling you. What about repeating patterns in relationships? Oh boy, we've all gone through that, haven't we? I work with a lot of those. That's actually a code trying to resolve. It's something left over probably from a past life that was not resolved in that past life as a couple, right? And it's still repeating itself in this lifetime so that you get a chance to fix it. So if there's something that continues, if you continuously find, you know, partners that are alcoholics, partners that are drug addicts, partners that are abusive, partners that are emotionally unavailable, you know, all kinds of those things. There's something trying to resolve that you did not resolve in the past lifetime. And you're being given a chance to resolve it in this lifetime. So jump on it, Cupcake, because you got to get that taken care of. Because otherwise, the pattern continues. It's not like you have to wait for someday to heal. You can work on that right now. And you can start getting things healed this minute. As a matter of fact, the second this video is over, you can sit down with yourself and think about some things that maybe you've got regrets over, things that you're not thrilled about yourself or thrilled about anybody else. And really what you do is you forgive it. Forgiveness is huge. You forgive yourself, you forgive them, you forgive what happened, and then you send it love, and then you release it. And then boom, whoosh, there goes the illusion. It can really be that quick. You'll be amazed how different you'll feel after you fix that. Your past, our past, is still happening because you haven't told it that this game, this simulation is over. When people hang on to their past, that's why things continue. Because no matter what happened in your past, if it was bad, if it was rough, if it was challenging, if it was sad, you were angry, you know, what you resist persists. So if you continue hanging on to that, it's going to expand. And it doesn't go away until you say, that's enough. I'm ending this. And you have to. Okay? What can you say? What can you say that would help this? Well, there's a couple things you can say. You can end the soul contract with somebody. You could say all contracts tied to, you know, false timelines are now cleared. I release all these false timelines. They're not real, and I am clearing them. I command that I am given my true path, that I am put on my true path. If you say anything like that through your heart, it's amazing how it really, you feel it. And it's pretty incredible, you know? Let's talk about your DNA for a second. We've all been told about this junk DNA, that it's not real, it's not important. It's so important, you have no idea. It's a dormant code, and it's just waiting for conscious activation. 12 strands of DNA that will be connecting and that are connecting right now as I speak. All right. It's not something that's a fixed thing. It's basically your light body. It's your energy field. It's your intuition. And all these things coming back together, all these DNA strands coming back together, that's what's waking up everything. That's giving you the remembrance too. So it's really, really cool. So how do you do that? Well, there's a couple ways you can do that. Sound. Mantras are awesome. The Hindu mantras are beautiful. You can also do the frequencies, the solfeggio frequencies. 528 is a super healing one. I think 999 is the God frequency. But there's so many. I would absolutely try the frequencies. And if you, the best way to listen to those is put headphones on. Not the ones that are going to go into your body and give you all the, you know, the phone stuff. Just, you know, something that is not invasive like that. But those are, the frequencies are incredible, you know. Emotions, super positive, blissful emotions. Like when I'm having a rough day, the first thing I do is I jump into gratitude. I start looking around and I'm grateful for my horses. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm so grateful for the work that I can do for my clients. The gratitude is amazing. Another wonderful word is awe. I love awe. Find the awe of a child. And that just resonates so strong in your heart, you know. Don't forget what it is to be childlike. I mean, I'm not saying walk around really mature. I'm saying walk around and look at things and just be like, oh my God, and feel the beauty. Don't just see it, feel the beauty. If you allow yourself and you do it enough times, you will actually feel that beauty. It's incredible. Intention is another very, very important one. You know, when you go to work, if you hate your job, you go in with bad intentions. I'm going to work today and I hate my job and I hate the people here. Well, guess what? Your job is going to really suck if you continue doing that. If you're in a relationship that you can't stand to be in anymore and it's time to get out of it, don't sit there and go, I'm afraid to leave. I'm afraid to leave. I'm afraid to leave. Those are your intentions and you're going to stay afraid to leave. Okay? Whatever your intentions are, whatever things you do, make those intentions loving. Make them powerful. Make them positive, because you're basically spelling. You're setting a spell is what you're doing. When you awaken and you're doing all this work, everything feels very much inside. You feel things inside your heart. You feel the signs inside, things inside of your chakras, your solar plexus, you know, your throat, you know, all these things. It actually is like cellular. It's in your body. It feels that way because it is. When people think about the matrix, they're like, oh, it's a machine or it's some technical thing that is attached to us, you know, like a snake, like a leech, right? No, it's not. It's not powered by machines. It's actually powered by your awareness, the things that you think about. It's all you, all right? Every fear loop, every argument, every distraction, all the scrolling you do on your cell phone, it feeds the code. These things feed the code and they continue making you feel small. They continue making you reactive. They continue keeping you asleep. Very important. Don't want to continue doing that because you will stay asleep. But when you focus on your awareness, even for a little while, things I recommend with clients, first of all, go ground yourself. Get outside, take your shoes off. Walk barefoot for at least 20 minutes. Go sit under a tree. Breathe, okay? Do things in love. Feel truth and be truthful as much as you can. You don't have to be mean about it. Be kind, right? Feel presence. Be in the moment. this moment, because this is the present. The past doesn't even exist. The future, not yet. We live in the moment. This is the here and now. Every time you do this, you unplug a little bit more. So look at it like this. Attention, your thoughts, is the wand, the magic wand that you wield. Your intention, the words you speak, the way you think about things, is the spell. And what you look at, what you focus on, expands one direction or another, but it lives. And that's very important. So, lots of things to think about that I just unloaded on you. Oh my goodness. Just remember, we are not just human. These bodies are avatars. We are a fractal piece of the most amazing power and the most amazing love in the entire universe. And that is Source. That is Mother, Father, God. That is the creator of all that is. We are a piece, a big piece of that, okay? We're probably also seeded from a star system, from galactics, from another dimension. We come from a different realm. You know, it's not something you're going to remember right now, but eventually you will. You may feel it in dreams. You may see a lot of synchronicities, numerology, numbers, repeating numbers coming up, songs coming on the radio that have a message for you. I mean, there's all kinds of synchronicities. I get a ton of them, especially because I'm very dialed into the earth and nature. So I get a lot of animal synchronicities and signs from nature, But you also feel like deep longings if you go somewhere. I was in Stonehenge 2 years ago, and wow, that was a huge connection for me. I felt that connection and that longing, and I just stood there at Stonehenge crying my eyes out, in remembrance. So it's really amazing what we truly are and what's starting to wake up and come back to us at this point. The earth is like a pressure cooker of souls, just chamber, of souls. And this is where the veil is absolutely the thickest. Although it is thinning right now, it is getting very thin, but it's been very, very thick. There's no other veil on any other planet that is as thick as the one on Earth. And there's a reason for that, So when we awaken, we're awakening into the light, but we've been dealing with the dark a lot, but the dark now is crumbling. The light is really coming into full power. And what is the light? Is absolute, pure, beautiful creator love. That's what it is. Okay. So it's like, once you get into the light, you're kind of like exploding through the entire grid. It's almost like you've got a cosmic rebellion, a little cosmic inner war going on that you go, bam. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm starting to remember this. So it's actually really, really cool. Okay. So here's something you can say when you're going through this and you're kind of wondering, well, how can I move through this? Speaking out loud or speaking within your heart is a way to really help you through this, okay? You could say, close your eyes. And as you breathe, you can say this with your heart. I remember I am more than flesh and form. I call back all parts of me lost in distortion. I reclaim my timeline. I walk now as one who knows, not hopes, but knows. And when you say that, you start to rattle the simulation. You start to rattle it open. And you start really feeling things in your heart. Hopefully that explained a couple of things to you. I know it's a lot. It can be very confusing and very mind-blowing, but I find this information really important. And I do love to share it. So if you'd like to visit my Facebook page, you can. I'm Zen Horse Barn, Gina Martell, and I'm a spiritual coach, a spiritual life coach, and an equine assisted life coach. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And you can check out my website if you want. It is coachginamartell.net.